Chapter 1. The Invisible Harvest. Tell me, have you ever felt it? A profound weariness, a spiritual exhaustion that no amount of sleep can seem to cure. A sudden drain of your will, that appears from nowhere, perhaps after a simple conversation, a visit to a certain place, or even just after browsing the thoughts of others online. What if I were to tell you that this exhaustion is not truly yours? That your vital force, the subtle energy the ancients called prana, or chi, is being silently siphoned from you, every single day. Harvested by unseen thieves who desire not your worldly possessions, but the very essence of your soul. The oldest lore of humanity, the whispers from forgotten mystery schools, did not speak of psychology. They spoke of energy, and they left us a warning. But more than that, they left us a map for our protection. To understand this map, you must first learn to perceive the world as the ancients did. Not as a collection of separate, solid objects, but as a vast, interconnected ocean of living energy. An ecosystem, as real, and at times, as ruthless, as any jungle or deep sea. This is the psychic realm. A world with its own currents, its own nourishing oases, and yes, its own predators. This is not a tale of superstition. It is an exploration into the hidden laws of this energetic ecology. Today, we journey deep into the shadows to dissect the anatomy of these psychic predators. We will learn to identify them, to understand how they operate, why they are drawn to us, and most importantly, we will unearth the ancient art of reclaiming your energetic sovereignty. For the greatest shields ever forged were not made of iron or steel, but of consciousness itself. Chapter 2. The Echoes of a Forgotten Science. The warning of the soul thief is not a modern invention. It is an echo, carried through the corridors of time, a piece of a forgotten science, understood by every great civilization of the past. They had different names for it, different symbols, but the core truth remained unchanged. In the sun-drenched land of Kem, the ancient Egyptians did not see a human being as a single entity. They saw a symphony of parts. The physical body, the shadow, the name, and most importantly the Ka. The Ka was the life force, the vital spark. It was so real, so essential, that they believed it persisted even after death. The great tombs were not just graves, they were shields. Fortresses designed to protect the Ka from being disturbed or consumed. They knew, even then, that energy could be stolen. Thousands of miles to the east, the Taoist sages mapped the inner cosmos with breathtaking precision. They called the life force Qi. They taught, was the breath of the universe itself, flowing through the landscape of the body in rivers they called meridians. To them, health was the free, unobstructed flow of Qi. Illness was blockage, stagnation. And the greatest cause of this stagnation? Contact with another whose own Qi was imbalanced, a person who, consciously or not, would create a syphon, a vortex, to draw your life force into their own emptiness. This same knowledge permeates the world. Hindu mystics spoke of prana, riding on the breath, which could be depleted by the evil eye. Not a curse, but a focused projection of a needy or malevolent consciousness. Shamanic traditions across every continent have, at their core, rituals to retrieve lost soul parts, pieces of a person's energy that have been fractured or stolen through trauma, or through a parasitic spiritual encounter. The Hermetic philosophers of Greece and Alexandria synthesized this wisdom. They called it the quintessence, the fifth element, the invisible ether that animates the other four. As Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great, is said to have written, "As above, so below." The cosmic laws of energy exchange happen also between two people standing face to face. It is easy to dismiss this as ancient poetry, metaphor, superstition, until you realize that modern science, in its relentless quest to map reality, has begun to stumble upon the very same echoes. Modern instruments have confirmed that your heart does not just pump blood. It generates a powerful electromagnetic field, a field that can be measured several feet away from your body. This field is not random. It changes its frequency based on your emotions. It is, quite literally, an aura of information you are broadcasting into the world. This is the research of institutions like the HeartMath Institute. It is not theory. It is physiology. Neuroscience has given us another piece of the puzzle. They call it limbic resonance. Deep within our primitive brains, we have structures called mirror neurons. We are hardwired to unconsciously replicate the emotional states of those around us. When someone feels joy, our brain fires in a way that allows us to feel it with them. But the reverse is also true. We are built to catch fear, anxiety, and despair. This is the invisible thread that connects our nervous systems. It is the biological mechanism for energetic transfer. So when the ancients spoke of a life force that could be drained, and modern science speaks of measurable heart fields that interact and nervous systems that resonate with each other, are they truly speaking of different things? Or are we simply rediscovering a forgotten science, translating the ancient language of spirit into the modern language of quantum fields and neurobiology? The truth is, the harvest is real. And now that we have seen the echoes of this knowledge through time, it is time to face the harvesters themselves. Chapter 3: The Anatomy of the Harvesters. The Soul Thieves do not wear the faces of monsters. They wear the faces of our friends, our family, our colleagues, even the face we see in our own mirror. They are not entities, but patterns. Deep grooves of imbalance carved into the human psyche. They are the masks that a hungry soul wears, often without even knowing it, in its desperate search for the energy it has lost. To defend against them, you must first learn to recognize their masks, their methods, their subtle art of psychic theft. Part 1: The Eternal Martyr. The first and most common mask is that of the eternal martyr. This is the harvester who feeds on your compassion. Their weapon is not the sword, but the sigh. Their battlefield is not the arena, but your sympathy. They exist in a self-made world of perpetual crisis, an endless narrative of misfortune, injustice, and woes that only you, it seems, can understand. The martyr operates by creating a debt, not of money, but of attention. They present you with their pain, and your natural empathy compels you to offer your energy in return. You listen. You advise. You comfort. You become their savior. And in that act of saving, you are consumed. The syphon is your own need to fix, to heal, to be the good person. The martyr hooks into this need, this subtle pride of the rescuer. Every minute you spend immersed in their curated negativity, every piece of advice you offer that is never taken, is a transfer of your life force directly into their void. You leave the conversation feeling drained, heavy, strangely guilty, while they walk away with a temporary sense of relief. A brief fullness. Your energy has become their fix. Part 2: The Inquisitorial Judge. The second mask is that of the inquisitorial judge. This is the harvester who feeds on your doubt. Their method is more insidious, cloaked in the guise of logic, concern, or even help. Their weapons are the incessant question, the subtle critique, the backhanded compliment. Are you sure that's a good idea? I'm only saying this for your own good, but it's a bold choice. Let's see if it pays off. The judge operates by destabilizing your reality. They seek out the cracks in your confidence and insert tiny levers of doubt. Their goal is to make you question your own mind, your own worth, your own decisions. Why? Because a person who is confident and centered in their own power has a strong, coherent energy field. It is difficult to penetrate. But a person in a state of self-doubt, their energy field flickers. It becomes permeable. In that moment of hesitation you feel under their scrutiny, in that flush of insecurity, you leak energy. And the judge, standing on the high ground of their perceived superiority, absorbs it. They feed on the authority they have stripped from you. They do not build themselves up. They simply tear you down to their level and take what is spilled in the wreckage. Part 3. The Intimidating King. The third mask is that of the intimidating king. This harvester is the least subtle. They feed on your fear. Their weapons are anger, intimidation, aggression, and the sheer force of their personality. They create chaos and conflict as a tool. Their voice is too loud, their presence too large, their opinions absolute. They dominate the energetic space, leaving no room for others. The intimidator operates through overwhelm. The human nervous system is designed to react to aggression with a primal, fight or flight response. This response floods your body with adrenaline and cortisol, and in this state of shock, your energy field essentially shatters. Your defenses drop completely. It is a psychic smash and grab. In the moment you flinch, in the moment your heart pounds and you shrink back to avoid their wrath, you release a massive surge of raw, chaotic energy. They provoke you into this state deliberately, for it is this surge they consume. They thrive on drama. They feed on the power they feel when they see others recoil before them. It is the crudest form of energetic theft, but often the most effective. Part 4. The Illusory Enchanter. And finally, we come to the most dangerous mask of all. The Illusory Enchanter. This harvester does not feed on your fear or your sympathy. They feed on your adoration. They do not come to you with problems or with anger. They come to you with a mirror. They reflect back to you everything you've ever wanted to be. They see your genius, your beauty, your uniqueness. They praise you, elevate you, make you the center of their universe. This is a tactic known as love bombing. The enchanter operates by creating addiction. They make their validation the source of your self-worth. You become dependent on their praise, on the intoxicating feeling of being seen so perfectly. You willingly open your energy field to them, pouring your love, your time, your thoughts, your very essence into them. It feels like a fair exchange, at first. But the mask of the enchanter is thin. Once the addiction is formed, once they know they have secured your supply, the validation is withdrawn. The mirror is turned away. They become cold, distant, critical. And you are left in a state of profound withdrawal, desperately trying to do anything to win back their affection. It is in this desperate chase, this panicked offering of your energy to fix what you think you broke, that the true feeding occurs. They consume your devotion, your pain, your confusion. And once you are fully depleted, they simply disappear, leaving an emptiness far colder than any you had known before. Chapter 4. The Arsenal of the Guardian. The ancient doctrine does not teach us to fight the darkness. To do so is to waste our energy in an endless war. It teaches us, instead, to become the light. A fortress can be besieged. A wall can be broken. But a star cannot be invaded. It simply shines. Its protection is not a defense. It is a consequence of its own nature. The following are not mere techniques. They are rituals of sovereignty. Acts of consciousness that reclaim your sacred space and reignite your inner star. This is the arsenal of the Guardian. Part 1. The Ritual of Prophylaxis. The Circle of Light. The first ritual is one of prophylaxis, of prevention. It is the shield you raise before you enter the battlefield. It is called the Circle of Light. Before you begin your day, before you enter a crowded room, before a difficult conversation, take a single, conscious moment. Close your eyes, if you can. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest. And there, imagine a sphere of brilliant, golden light. A miniature sun. With each breath you take, feel this sun growing warmer, brighter, more powerful. Now, with a single, focused act of your will, command this light to expand. See it and feel it expanding outwards from your heart, filling every cell of your body, and then pushing beyond your skin, forming a perfect, seamless sphere of golden liquid light that completely surrounds you. This is not a fantasy. It is an act of command over your own energetic field. You are declaring to the universe, on a quantum level, that your space is sacred and inviolable. You can even program this shield with your intention. State in your mind, only that which is for my highest good may enter this circle. All else is returned to its source, transmuted into light. To anchor this shield, imagine roots of light growing down from the soles of your feet, deep into the core of the earth. Feel yourself grounded, stable, an unshakable mountain of light. Part 2. The Ritual of Restoration. The cutting of cords. But what if the interaction has already happened? What if you feel the drain, the hook, the lingering presence of another's energy in your field? For this, we use the ritual of restoration. It is called the cutting of cords. Energy follows attention. If you are still thinking about a negative interaction, you are still feeding it. We must sever the connection. Find a quiet moment. Close your eyes and bring to mind the person or situation that has drained you. Do not engage with the emotion of the memory. Simply observe it, as a scientist would. Now, visualize the energetic cords, the psychic tendrils of attachment, that extend from them to you. See where they connect to your body. Perhaps the stomach, the heart, the back of the neck. Do not feel anger. Anger will only strengthen the bond. Feel only a calm resolve. A firm knowingness that this connection no longer serves you. Now, from the ether around you, manifest in your mind's eye a tool of pure light. Perhaps it is a sword of brilliant blue flame, like that of the Archangel Michael. Perhaps it is a simple, sharp pair of golden scissors. The tool is your will, given form. With a swift, decisive motion, cut every single cord. As you cut, state this powerful decree, either aloud or in your mind. What is mine, I reclaim now. What is yours, I return to you with blessings. We are both free. By adding, with blessings, you are not rewarding their behavior. You are performing a profound act of spiritual alchemy, transforming a parasitic interaction into an act of mutual liberation. You refuse to play the game of darkness. You end it with light. For a deeper cleansing, perform this visualization in the shower, and as the water washes over you, see it as liquid light, dissolving any residual attachments and letting them flow harmlessly down the drain. Part 3. The Ultimate Shield. Sealing the cracks within the circle of light. The cutting of cords. These are powerful, essential tools. But they are tools of management. The ultimate shield, the true art of the guardian, is not management. It is healing. A soul thief cannot steal light from a vessel that is not cracked. They cannot hook into a soul that has no hooks to offer. The final ritual is the most difficult, and the most rewarding. It is the great work of the alchemists. It is turning the lead of our wounds, into the gold of our sovereignty. You must ask yourself the forbidden questions. When you are drained by the eternal martyr, you must ask, what is this need in me to be the savior? Do I believe my worth comes from fixing others? When you are diminished by the inquisitorial judge, you must ask, why do I crave their approval so deeply? Where did I learn that my own judgment is not enough? When you are broken by the intimidating king, you must ask, what part of me believes I deserve to be punished? Why do I mistake fear for respect? And when you are left empty by the illusory enchanter, you must ask the hardest question of all. Why am I so willing to believe that my light is only real, when it is reflected in someone else's eyes? This is the ultimate secret. The harvesters are not the disease. They are merely the symptom. They are messengers, drawn by the universe to show you the places within yourself that are calling out to be healed. Heal these cracks, and you do not just become shielded, you become whole. Chapter 5. The Unbreachable Sanctum. The thieves of the soul can only plunder that which has been left unguarded. They can only enter a temple that has been abandoned by its own high priest. For centuries, we have been taught to look outward for our demons, to name the shadows that exist in others. But the great secret, the final truth of the doctrine, is that the outer world is but a mirror to the inner. The harvesters are not a curse sent to punish you. They are a universal mechanism. They are messengers, drawn to you by the immutable law of resonance, drawn to the precise location of the cracks in your own foundation, to show you where your own light is leaking out. The eternal martyr is a messenger, sent to test your capacity for self-love over your need for external validation. The inquisitorial judge is a messenger, sent to test your faith in your own inner wisdom. The intimidating king is a messenger, sent to test your willingness to claim your own sovereign power. And the illusory enchanter is the greatest messenger of all, sent to ask if you are finally ready to fall in love with the divine light that exists within yourself, instead of seeking its pale reflection in the eyes of another. The ultimate act of psychic protection, then, is not to build higher walls. It is to heal the temple within, to seal every crack with the gold of self-knowledge and self-love, until your own inner sanctum becomes so full of your own presence, so radiant with your own light, that there is simply no room for darkness to enter. Because a shadow cannot exist in the heart of a star. It is simply dissolved. The question was never how to defend yourself from the world. The question has always been, how brightly are you willing to shine?